Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is 8:30. And you know what that means? It means it is time for a little tea and wild thoughts with your girl, the beauty influencer. Good morning, my love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope that you are feeling blessed and well. You know, I gotta get the vibe right. Last week's energy was very interesting. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. You may be watching this on YouTube a little later. It could be in the evening. It could be in the afternoon. So whatever time, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. Show your girl some love. You're always welcome to join the live conversation here Tuesday mornings, 8:30, God willing. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do my conversation today, which is why I didn't say too much yesterday, because my dad wasn't really feeling that great. So was thinking, hey, good morning. Was thinking that I didn't want to make no promises I couldn't keep. God willing, he is doing a little better this morning. So we're here for the conversation. I'm grateful. Check out the self-care store if you have not. I teased a new product the other day in my stories. I'm going to be adding some Himalayan salt products to the site. Super excited. This is one of the Himalayan salt pillows. They can be heated up, cooled down, great for like muscle relaxation. I almost didn't come out right. Muscle relaxation, detoxifies the body. I put all the info, of course, on the site. So definitely, good morning. Definitely check that out, the self-care store, and sign up for my mailing list so that you can stay updated on everything that I am gonna be cranking out, because it's a lot coming. So even here, if you haven't signed up or subscribed for YouTube, make sure you do that too. I've got some reviews coming. I'll be reviewing Fenty Skin. You know, it's coming along, guys. It's coming along. I just want to say really quickly too, like, this is my first notebook for Tea and Wild Thoughts, and I finally got through every page of this. So we have been doing Tea and Wild Thoughts for, I know, well over a year now. So thank you all for showing up to the conversations, for showing your girl some love. Hashtag listen to Black women. Listen to all of us. The not so cute ones, the big ones, the tall ones, the short ones, the ghetto ones, the elitist ones, the political ones, all of us. We all got stuff to say. And it's important, you know. I was seeing a lot of stuff in my timeline this morning about even like Meg the Stallion, and, you know, her trying to protect Tory, and just people who've been saying things for a long time, and we just tend to show up and listen a little too late, you know, to Black women. And we always calling out for help and saying like, hey, listen. So thank you for listening. All right. You can also book an appointment with me at Essential Aesthetics and Laser in Charlotte. I'm doing facials, gua sha. Come check me out, and we sit and have a cup of tea afterwards. After your session. So yes, that is all the housekeeping. So let's get into this morning's conversation. I was already saying that last week energetically was very interesting. I don't know if you guys were experiencing that. You know, it was one of those weeks where I think was it a full moon? I don't know if it was. Maybe a new moon, not sure. But I have learned in my 39 years that there are some times where you just have to sit still. You have to be still. Like, you can see things are raging. You can see people are really responding and emotional and a little erratic. And, you know, you just get in the chill mode, because you let it calm itself down. You're aware, so you let those who may be less aware sort their stuff out, and you don't have to get, you know, jumbled up in it. So I've learned to be still and to stay quiet, because if you're not careful during times like that, you can definitely also miss your opportunities to elevate into what I would call vibrate higher. A lot of times it's just distractions. just distractions. And so if you don't, again, just jump and dive into it yourself, you can let the dust settle. And you don't have to be a victim to just reacting like most people will. So the universe is constantly asking us, what do you want? You know? And again, in the times of stillness and quiet, the listening, the just, using that discernment, you will make sure that you're more tuned in to what you do want than what you don't want. And it will always, it will only give you what you choose. The universe is only going to give you what you choose. It's not going to give you, somebody else's stuff. And it's not going to, if again, you're tuned into the lower vibration stuff, that's what it's going to give you, because you're choosing that instead of choosing what's higher, So last week was one of those weeks. I chose to really be still. There was something really subtle in the lessons that I experienced. And I noticed, as I was talking to, my friend, and I made the statement, there is a difference between comfort and safety. Okay. So let's just say we're feeling something, really uncomfortable. Again, you can choose to settle down into it, or you can resist it, And oftentimes we'll reach into something that makes us feel, and that's the difference. Do we reach for something that makes us feel comfortable, or do we reach for something that makes us feel safe? And it made me really think about, because without, the funny thing is, if people tune in to Tea and Wild Thoughts, they will hear a lot more of my business. You know what I'm saying? It's always funny to people that try to hit me up and like get, the tea about me. And it's like, but do you check out Tea and Wild Thoughts? You would know a lot more about me. But anyway, I connected with my ex, and it was like, why? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times it was comfortable, but was it safe? I was looking for some emotional safety within all this discombobulation that was going on, in the energy, and the discomfort. And I reached for something that was comfortable, but was it safe? Especially when it's somebody who, has caused you pain in the past or anything. So that's just one example of what I'm saying. And so it's amazing how comfortable we can get with pain, dysfunction, settling, complaining. We've been seeing that for I don't know how long, especially with, COVID and, Black Lives Matter. I mean, just Black people in America in general. I find that sometimes we're so used to complaining about a situation. We're so used to, putting the blame on someone else. And not that they don't have any accountability in it, but we get so used to being in pain. We get so used to the discomfort. We get so used to having a terrible job or a terrible relationship or whatever it may be. And before you know it, we're more comfortable with the pain than when the universe opens up an opportunity to have something different. And then we shy away from that, because I'm actually in a great relationship, something that really makes me feel a lot more fulfilled right now. And it was just like, though that person may be different than what you're used to, again, comfortable with, it's safer, you know what I mean? And so just that subtle difference, again, between comfort and safety is what I'm exploring this morning. Good morning. So, life can hand you a wide open door to move on to freedom, and we unknowingly can shut that door. I'm gonna tell you another little story about what happened last week. So I got a massage, and this is to kind of further just break down the subtlety of what I'm saying. And if you get it, leave me a little comment, let me know if you're feeling what I'm saying, because I'm trying to work through this lesson that I learned last week. It was so critical, and I definitely wanted to share it with y'all. So the little story is that I was treated to a massage last week, right? And my new honey treated me to a massage. Also something that I'm not quite used to, but this is the level that we on. This is the level that we want to be on. So yeah, needed a massage. And went and got one. And so the person who administered the massage was a lady that he had a relationship with, a previous relationship with. Very upfront about that, open about that. We discussed it. I didn't have a problem with it, as long as she was professional, whatever. The old Joy would have been like, no, you know what I mean? Like, don't nobody want to deal with all of that. Don't nobody want to, let's just say I had discussed it with a friend, or some people who didn't quite understand. And again, we mature, we get older. So, like, I don't really care that you used to deal with this person. At the end of the day, I wanted my massage. And so I went to get this massage and found that I had pulled a muscle. And do you know how long I have been walking around with that pulled muscle? Like, I know it had to at least be a year or so that I have been walking around in extreme pain. And the more that I was, again, walking into a open door to provide me some safety, to provide me some expertise, to soothe what was really going on, I realized like how much pain my body had been in for so long. This massage wasn't just about relaxation. It was literally about getting a service to work through the kinks and things and bring wellness to my body. And if I had gotten hung up on some little stuff, I would still be comfortable with being in pain. You see what I'm saying? And so I thought, wow, like that is such a metaphor. That's such a metaphor for the way that we tend to deal with things in life, like how much pain we can really just be walking around in and just be used to it. I had gotten used to it. And so when she gets into this spot, and starts working through it and you just, I was just like, wow, and I really want y'all to think about the things that we talk about we're being uncomfortable with. I don't care what it is. I'm going to name some common ones. Struggling with your weight. Wanting to go on a vacation. You tired of a relationship. You're tired of dealing with any particular relationship, whether that be family, friend, romantic, business, otherwise. Again, sometimes we get so used to just kind of saying it hurts, and complaining about it. But when we get those open opportunities, though they may have something that you have to kind of push through and elevate to, then you might push that away instead of just going and walking into this opportunity to feel better. Yes, if you hate the job, you're going to have to walk away. You're going to have to do something with the freedom and there's going to be something that you have to evolve through. I put up a post last week about saying that the universe is going to test you. God is going to test you to see if you really want the things that you say. And so I definitely saw those little tests last week. That was definitely one of them. And she was so professional and it was so cool and it was not weird. And I got my damn massage and I tipped her. You know what I mean? Like, that was purely it. It was nothing more, nothing less. So sometimes we make it weird. We make stuff weird when it just doesn't have to be. And again, that's just the safety or the comfort. So anyway, I had been in so much pain for so long. It was normal for me. And how often do we do this? Even with our mental health, as I have continued to kind of grow through, I've been depressed. I still deal with anxiety from time to time. I've said this before, but you have to realize what things really feel like in your body. Again, whether that, I'm careful with labels, because once we understand the qualities that go with that particular label, before you know it, we've embraced everything about that instead of looking for the opposite. Again, let's say it's something like depression. I had a friend who has struggled with depression. We all struggle with it from time to time, right? And so, sometimes we can feel any level of sadness and we want to claim, I'm depressed. It's about understanding, again, these elements, these parts of your life. Okay, these things make me sad. This relationship with this person feels a little toxic to me. These are the stimuluses for what made me depressed. Okay, but again, do I have an opportunity to replace or adjust some of those relationships? Do I have an opportunity to replace some of these things that I do with healthier activities that I do? And so again, we don't want to go into the comfort of being depressed, right? I'm just using this as another example. Don't want to go into the comfort of being depressed versus welcoming the opportunity to feel safer, to feel happier, to, you can't reject every opportunity to do something else, activities that actually make you feel joy. Be around people who are happy. Be around, in a community of people who aren't suffering with depression. That way you know what the opposite looks like, so that, again, when those opportunities come, you can embrace them. That's where I want us to be. We really can't control all the stuff that is happening in the world. We hear things every single day. Every day. I'm looking at my timeline. I'm looking at, the child trafficking. I'm looking at, the cop shot another black person. I'm looking at, COVID and politics. I mean, Lord knows, this woman that was talking at the RNC yesterday, I was just like, this bitch. This is wild. But that ain't about to stop me from going to get my massage. You feel me? Like, that's what I have to do in my everyday to make myself happy, to make myself feel better, to make my world and my little universe a pleasant environment and pain-free place to be. Okay? So, encourage that. Take all these opportunities, man. You can't control other motherfuckers out here in the world. Just know that. You cannot. So a lot of times we're just so worried about what other people are doing, and you have opportunities daily. The universe is asking you what you want. What do you want? Not what they want. Not do they want it for you. What do you want? Are you going to go after it? And are you going to let this little stimulus right here prevent you from going to get it? And so, sometimes we wonder why we can never get a break. We never get used to peace. We don't get used to happiness. We don't get used to feeling pretty. We don't get used to eating good. We don't get used to having money or whatever it may be, because we're so used to the opposite. Get used to the feeling. Embrace, submerge yourself in the feelings of where you want to be. Okay? When I started this little notebook, y'all, and Tea and Wild Thoughts, I could, I'm not going to show you, but I had to get used to it. I had to get used to getting up here, being heard, being listened to. That was what I wanted. Was it difficult? Absolutely. Do I sit here and talk to myself sometimes? Absolutely. It's cool though, because that's what I want. And I see that energy continuing to flow into the world, into my timeline, into my universe. I'm seeing where Black women want to be more heard, and in my own way, I'm just grateful to be a part of that. I'm grateful to have some influence on it myself. So, and so with this new love, I was taking a walk over the weekend. We went walking in the morning. And, I'm a person who is all about the metaphors in life. When I talk about beauty, it's really about noticing these little things, having the mental space and capacity to look at all these signs that the universe is sending us, that God is giving us, You know, like I always use that analogy or that quote from The Color Purple. You know, like when I think that God gets upset when you don't notice the color purple. You know, if it's a flower right there. Some of us are so busy, so distracted, so upset, so in pain that we don't see these little things. So anyway, we're on this walk and we see lots of beautiful things, and there were all these caterpillars just crawling on the sidewalk. And if you know me, you know that I hate bugs. Like, I despise bugs, but it was something in that moment that made me, it just confirmed that this is the new level. And there's so many little seeds being planted, and though all those caterpillars are going to become beautiful butterflies. Well, hopefully, but that's the intention, you know. And I didn't want to step on any of them, because what if that's my opportunity? What if that's my metaphor? You know. So I just thought that was kind of cool, you know, after everything I had to push through last week to just say, like, no, you know, my dad not feeling well, you know, like in the past that would have really shook me up. But I'm working, you know, in Charlotte on the weekends, and I'm doing things more of what I want to do all the time, what I want to do. And my dad's health, he has to participate in that. That's a whole nother story. That's a caregiving thing, but and I wish him the best, and I do as much to help him as I possibly can. But it's my life. The universe is asking me, what does Joy want? Not what does Dad want, you know? So gotta push to go get that. So just know you got to push. You got to push. You got to push. So I'm gonna share my wild thought for the day. You have to close one door completely to allow the other to open. You can only walk through one doorway at a time. Think about that. It is not possible to walk through two doorways at a time. It's one entrance way. And so, you know, what are you going to do? Even if two rooms are connected, you're going to stand in the middle with your legs spread out so you can be in this room and you can be in this room too. It don't work like that. You have to go from one room to the other. And, you know, all I'm saying is, if there are comfortable things in the past, I don't care, you know, the specifics of what it is. You know, again, whether that's you're in a new relationship, you can't be dealing with all the old relationship stuff. You know, you want a new job, you can't be bringing all the you know, all the woes, all the stress from the old job. It's going to take you completely walking into this vibration of this new level. And if you will also notice, because I know a few women who are going through this at the time too, where, like, let's just say you're going through a breakup. Life and creating a beautiful lifestyle is really about understanding that everything's going to start to evolve on the same level. It's going to feel like things are breaking and falling apart at the time. But again, the universe is asking you what you want. So if that's not in alignment with what you want, if this relationship is not in alignment with what you want, that's probably just one piece of the puzzle. You know, like, you eventually are going to start walking more into the career that you want too. You know, you're going to break up with the old job, the old position, the old way of doing business, and you're going to start evolving into another level. Your lifestyle in general. You know, you may start eating healthier, eating at fancier restaurants, or whatever it may be. Just understand that the whole level is going to start vibrating up. Remember those caterpillars I was talking about? Like, newness, new levels. And that's what we want. That's life. If everything's just consistently staying the same, you're really seeking comfort. You're seeking comfort. We want to feel safe to continue to evolve all the time. With new people, you know, even if those people are growing with you and they are becoming new, you know, for us Christians out there, You know, the Bible talks about, God talks about making us new. And so that's what it is, folks. That is what it is. So, I hope that makes sense. We are shifting in the seasons too. And so you're going to feel a lot of changes and shifts happening. So let them happen. Resisting them ain't going to do too much. But keep stuff the same and keep it comfortable. So, with all that said, check out the new products that are going to be on the website. That is justjoy.store. You can check out the self-care store page on Instagram. You can also check out my Joy Taught Me page. We've got these new Himalayan salt products, pure Himalayan salt. They come from Pakistan. Relaxation, bring ease, happiness, pain-free to our lives. We've got body butters. We've got sprays. We've got milk bath. Yep. So lots of products for your self-care, for your ease, for your comfort. I always say shop where you are loved. Hello. You don't need to shop nowhere else but where you are loved. Period. Even if it's not with me. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button, leave a comment. I will be here next week, God willing, on Tuesday morning at 8:30 for a little more tea and wild thoughts. Always welcoming your thoughts. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Good morning. And I hope that you have a absolutely amazing and beautiful Tuesday yourself. Look out for the metaphors. Look out for the beauty. Life happens. You have to find the beauty, okay? Tune in. So, I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week. Peace.